Here, Apple comes out with a new line of phones and then gets rid of some of the other ones. And they're Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and today Apple released iOS 15.0.1. This is available to the public everywhere around the world at the exact same time and is available now on all supported devices. So if you have an iPhone 6S, 6S Plus, iPhone 7, all the way up to the latest iPhone 13 and 13 Pro, you'll have a supported device and you can install it now. Also, iPadOS 15.0.1 is out as well and supports iPad Air 2 and newer, so if you have an iPad Air 2 like this one, all the way up to the latest iPads Pro, you'll have a supported device. Now, this particular update, if you're not seeing it, you can find it by going to Settings, going to General, and then Software Update. If you're not seeing it still, turn off automatic updates, go back, and then check for an update again, and you should see the update. The only time you would not see the update is if you're a developer or beta tester that's on iOS 15.1 Beta 2 or the betas. Otherwise, you'll see this update if you're still on iOS 14 or just iOS 15. You'll be able to see it. Now, you may have already seen that this update came in at 554 megabytes. That's on my iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it was just a little bit bigger on the iPhone 13 Pro at 600. The Apple Watch. There was an issue where you try to unlock there. Like I said, this is mostly a bug fix. So as far as the first new feature or bug fix that they
bug fix 就同埋新 feature。咁如果你用 Apple Watch 嘅朋友咧，就可以試用 unlock 個 Apple Watch 嘅話咧，有口罩啦，或者你個 face cover 就會唔 work 嘅，解決咗。其他 iPhone 都係咁。Unlock with iPhone，unlock with Apple Watch。如果有口罩嘅話，就會。Unlock by this watch， 不過就部手機駁唔到啫。
So now they've fixed that connection issue, you've got a secure connection, and you can unlock properly. It seemed to only affect the iPhone 13 models, so that has been resolved. Now the next thing is a lot of people were having an odd storage bug.
有個 odd storage bug 問題就係 settings journal 唔係個 storage。
Message that would say your storage is full, even though you had plenty of storage. So you can see here it says I'm using 53.9 gigabytes of 256 gigabytes. And if I go to about, you can see the actual storage numbers.
Storage number.
Capacity are correct now. Prior to this, it can say you had more available than your actual capacity. So this seems to be resolved. Now the third thing Apple fixed has to do with Apple Watch. Now Apple did not release a separate watchOS update, but rather fixed it through the communication issue you were having with maybe the unlock iPhone issue. So if you go into your watch, maybe you go under mindfulness, and you can do this on the iPhone as well if you use Fitness Plus, and you go into Fitness Plus audio meditations and start an audio meditation. If you start this, sometimes it could trigger a workout, even though you resolve that. And again, you can find that on your iPhone here, if you go under the Fitness Plus app, under meditation, you have audio meditations. So it's the same sort of thing, but it was triggering workouts on your watch, and that has been resolved for Fitness Plus subscribers. Now, as far as the touch bug that's there on the iPhone 13 devices, they have not mentioned at all that they've resolved this. Now, since installing the update, the touch bug does not seem to be there. However, it doesn't mean they've resolved it, as they've already acknowledged it, and a lot of people have been experiencing it, and it seems to be fixed at iOS 15.1 Beta 2. So if you go in and maybe touch an icon here, or just open your app, sometimes it just doesn't do anything. You touch multiple times, and it doesn't understand it. Once you go into the apps now, it seems to work as you would expect, and seems to be quite fast. But they did not mention anything to do with that, even though it seems to be resolved. Now, the only other thing they mentioned as far as this update has to do with security updates. Now, there could be some security updates they didn't publish. If you go to Apple's security website, you can see here where it says iOS 15.0.1 and iPadOS 15.0.1. This update has no published about. Now, you can see the build number is 19A.
咁呢個就係最新嘅 build number 19A348，嗰個就係嗰個 build number。 咁啊，繼續睇啦。咁啊，iPad 就應該有啲 update 嘅。
displaying that storage issue.
但係個
Also, the
storage 問題，
other limitations of Fitness Plus.
我
No
哋
other things have been fixed or resolved, at least that they've let us know about. So that doesn't mean they've fixed all bugs with iOS 15, and there's still issues that could remain. But at this point, at least they've fixed a few different things and probably patched some security holes as well. Now, as far as overall battery life, it does take a few days to measure. Since everything just installed, it will take a few days to measure since it's updating things in the background and sort of processing and indexing. And once that's complete, I would expect battery life to improve if it hasn't already. I can show you my battery life on my 13 Pro Max that I've used for a week, but it won't give you a real-life idea of what 15.0.1 is. And so far, battery life has been phenomenal, and I showed that in my review of iPhone 13 Pro Max. So if you look at the last 9 days, we'll go 2 days ago, I had 4 hours and 14 minutes of screen on time, 2 hours and 54 minutes of screen off time. If we go the day before, I used FaceTime a lot and had almost 5 hours of screen on time and only used about 50% of my battery life. So far, iOS 15, at least on the 13 Pro Max, has been great. Hopefully those bugs resolve some issues with connectivity to the Apple Watch and save us some additional battery life as well. Now, performance overall seems to be okay, not just on newer devices where you have the fastest processors, but also on the older device I have here, the iPhone 7. So scrolling seems to be smooth still. It is loading some data in the background, and I can tell that because the device is quite warm. So the iPhone 7 seems to be fairly warm. It is the slowest processor of the bunch, and it takes the longest to update, so it is processing in the background. But you can see it's still fully usable, but it is a little bit warm. If we go into the App Store, you'll see it's working just fine. So apps are loading as expected, and of course, if you give it a few hours when everything completes, it should be just fine. Now, as far as if you should update to iOS 15.0.1, well, I definitely would update if you're on an iPhone 13 device or already on. To really fix a lot of issues with iOS 15.1, add additional features, and give it a few more betas, making it available in late October or early November. We don't really know yet, but I would expect a beta this coming week since it seems like we're on a weekly cycle. So I would expect iOS 15.1 around then, with maybe an Apple event in October showing off the M1X MacBook Pro. So look for all of those, and of course I'll keep you updated as soon as I know as well.
咁預計 iOS 15.1就喺出 iMac 機 M1X 嘅 MacBook Pro 嘅時候，咁佢就可能會出15.1㗎啦。呢個就係佢嘅特質。咁啊，睇翻個部機先，應該差唔多啦。的確。我睇下屋企嗰個部機啊先。咁啊，梗係吉咁 唔知時間 update 緊咩？
個魔就係呢一度嘅，
而家 restart 緊。
大到咧成個機身都係魔。
咁啊，我之後再睇下呢個Roblox 嘅魷魚遊戲，都幾多人玩啊！而家近排啊，即係如果你大家有睇呢個魷魚遊戲，咁我幾多人睇嘅，咁啊，我一陣再睇睇。我睇個 update 先啦。